What is up, guys? My name is Keggernaut, but just call me Kegg, and this is going to be a quick and dirty guide on how to play a Guardian Druid. So, what does that mean? You are a bear, plain and simple, so you have a gigantic health pool and you do a good amount of damage. So with that, let's look into our main abilities on how they do the damage. Mangle is your hardest hitting ability. Press this on cooldown, it's going to generate rage for you. Iron Fur is your main source of active mitigation. This is going to increase your armor, which is going to decrease how much physical damage you take. Physical damage, I reiterate. Thrash is an AoE ability. It also hits pretty hard. It's probably your second hardest hitting ability. Press this on cooldown and keep the dot on all your targets at all times. Swipe is your filler. If there's nothing else on cooldown, then you press this. Frenzied Regen is your main and only heal. It's very cheap. It's 10 rage. It's what it's going to do. It's going to heal you for 50% of all damage you've taken in the last 5 seconds. Bark Skin is another cooldown that you have. What it's going to do is going to reduce the amount of damage that you take by 20% for 10 seconds. Very strong. So let's now go into the spellbook to see what the rest of your abilities are. Growl is your taunt. Use this when you need to taunt. Mark of Versal is another of your main sources of active mitigation. What it's going to do is reduce magical damage taken by 30% for 6 seconds. So use Mark of Versal for magic damage and Iron Fur for physical damage. Maul is horrible. Take it off your bars now and never put it back on. Moonfire is your ranged pulling tool. It's very simple. Just press it. It's going to put a dot on an enemy, and most likely it's going to pull them to you. So use this to pull enemies. Rage of the Sleeper is your artifact ability. It's a nice cooldown, 1.5 minutes. It's going to reduce all damage you take by 25% and reflect damage back. So this is both an offensive cooldown and a defensive cooldown. Rebirth is your battle res. So if a friendly person dies in battle, click that, and they will revive. Pretty simple. Skull Bash right now is your interrupt. Use this when you need to. And please don't forget to use it. Stampeding Roar is your main utility. No other person can bring this to the raid. So what it's going to do is all friendly players within 10 yards is going to increase your movement speed by 60% for 8 seconds. This is very good if you need to move out of something important. This can be talented to make it so it's 40-yard range. So it's very good for raids. Survival Instincts is your other cooldown. What it is it's a 4-minute recharge. You get 2 charges, and it's going to reduce all damage you take by 50% for 6 seconds, so it's nothing to shy away at. Gore is a very important passive. Every time you do a damaging ability, pretty much, it's going to have a 20% chance to reset the cooldown on Mangle and to cause it to generate an additional 4 rage. When it does proc, you're going to see, because it's going to have a glowing effect around the action bar, and it's going to have a little thing on top here that looks like bear eyes, basically. And Mastery is your most important stat, first of all, and second is the main reason why a bear is so strong in the first place. It's already been nerfed twice in the beta, and what it is increases your maximum health and healing received by a certain percent, and increases your attack power by a certain percent as well. Mine is currently 13% and 27% respectively. Now let's go into the talents. This is my cookie cutter build for almost all situations. This is going to get the job done. If you don't know how to play one, then rock these talents. Blood Frenzy, Wild Charge, or Guttural Roars, your pick. Restoration Affinity, Typhoon, Galactic Guardian, Guardian of Elune, and Rend and Tear. Pretty simple. Now let's look into our stats. Critical Strike is absolutely horrible. Try to aim for 0%. It's not possible, but try to reach it anyway. It does nothing but increase the critical chance of your damage and healing, and you already are not a healing tank, so please don't have any of this. Haste is extremely important. It's going to reduce the global cooldown, and it's going to reduce the cooldown on most of your abilities, such as Thrash and Mangle. Mastery, I already said, is your main stat. Try to have this above everything else. Versatility is also extremely important too. It's almost on par with Haste. So my current stat prioritization, I guess, would be Mastery over Haste equal to Versatility over Crit. Pretty simple. Now with that, since we're talking about gear, let's talk about Legendaries. All of them are pretty bad, except for these two. The legs, Thrash can stack up to 2 more times. This works really well if it does stack on top with your Rend and Tear. That's going to make it so your Thrash can give you a 10% damage increase to your targets and a 10% damage reduction to your targets. So it's very, very, very good. And additionally, the feat is going to heal you for even more when you use Frenzied Regen. So make sure that if you get a legendary, or if you have access to multiple legendaries and got lucky, you can choose one of these. And with that, let's just go over to the target dummies real quick, and let me show you how to do bear rotation with this talent build. This talent build is very easy. If it's glowing, press it. So you're going to Moonfire and then charge in. You're going to Mangle and then you're going to Thrash to generate threat and aggro upon everybody. And then right now, depending on how much rage you have, you can choose between obviously pressing Mangle or pressing Moonfire. Although I suggest Mangle over most situations. So let's just get rid of some of our rage right now by using Iron Fur. Let's reset so I can show you the main way. So Moonfire, charge in, Mangle, Thrash, swipe, Mangle, Iron Fur, swipe, Mangle came off cooldown, Thrash came off cooldown, dump rage, Moonfire, swipe, Iron Fur, Mangle, Thrash, Mangle popped up, Moonfire, Iron Fur, Thrash, Mangle, Iron Fur. Pretty simple. If it's glowing, press it, and also try to make sure that you use Thrash on cooldown as well. And with that, I believe that is the end of my guide for how to play a Guardian Druid. Thank you very much for watching. There's going to be an extended guide soon, so there's going to be an annotation on the screen and a link in the description when that goes live. So please check that out, drop a comment, leave a like, and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.